Thank you for joining Stretch and Flow with Rashi. We hope you enjoy this class. Don't forget to subscribe.
Welcome on this Monday morning. So we'll keep it a nice gentle flow to start our week. And in my ponderings in the last few days, there have been moments during some parts of my days where things just haven't gone according to plan, or things have gone pear-shaped, or kind of my emotions have run away with me in a not so great way. And one of the things that I do to try and get me out of that spiraling downwards, which can easily happen, is to just take a pause and to just see the situation for what it is. So rather than if something happens during the day and it kind of ruins everything, I kind of take a pause and just take a moment to just check in and just remind myself that it's just a bad moment, not necessarily a bad life. And if the whole day has gone pear-shaped, which sometimes it can do, and we're kind of in a bit of a funk, is also just to remind yourself that it's just a bad day and it's not a bad life, and it's okay just to have bad days. So with that, just come into a seated posture. Got Hannah on Zoom for those of you watching the recording, and she's got her beautiful cat with her practicing. Not that you can see, but I can see. So we'll come seated, shutting the eyes down, and just check in with your body. If shutting the eyes down isn't comfortable, take that little gaze down on your mat and just soothe yourself with, I guess, make it a mantra that it's okay to have bad days. It's okay to make mistakes, to have bad days, to be less than perfect, to do what's best for you, and simply just to be yourself. So focus on your inhale and your exhale. Perhaps be curious if the breath is a little shallow. If you are aware that it is, just as best as you can, lengthen the inhale and make the exhale just that little bit longer. Start to soften the rest of the body, especially if you've had a particularly tense few days. Sometimes we can hold the body in tension. Just be aware of any parts, the shoulders and the neck. Soften those parts. Let the sit bones just anchor you. Let the crown of the head rise and soften all of the facial features. If you're tensing your forehead, just release any tension. The skin around the eyes, the nose and the mouth and the jawline. Let the tongue hang heavy behind the bottom palate. Know that you're breathing in and know that you're breathing out. Let's do 3 breaths together. Inhaling in through the nose. A big letting go sigh out the mouth. 2 more like that. Breathing in. Letting the breath go. And 1 more. Inhaling in. And then soften the shoulders. Let that breath just enter, exit out of your mouth. If the eyes are shut, just gently open them. Tip the head to one side. Notice any tension down the opposite side of the neck and shoulders. On the breath in, come back to center. On the breath out, over to the other side. Just noticing any tension. Let's do 1 more on each side. Inhale, you grow tall. Exhale, tipping the head. Good. Inhale, growing tall. Exhale, over to the other side. Bring the head back to neutral. Bring the hands to your heart space. Let's set the week off right by just setting an intention for your practice. It might be something that you're struggling with, a quality of mind that you're wanting to keep, no matter what life throws at you. Just internalize it by repeating it to yourself with your next inhale and your exhale. Take another breath in. Let the breath go. Interlace the fingertips, crack the eyes open. On the breath in, reaching the arms all the way up. Take a big stretch. Feel that spine just lengthen. And on the breath out, scoop the belly in and bring the arms in front. Feel that stretch in the arms, a little rounding of the back. Drop the gaze. Good. Inhale, you're reaching all the way up again, growing nice and tall. And as you exhale, that rounding in, reaching forward with the arms. Let's do one more. Breathing in, reaching all the way up. And then letting the breath go. Inhale, the arms reach up again. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, take a side stretch to one side, bending the elbows over the crown of the head, feeling it in the opposite side. Good. Inhale, you're reaching up, ground with the sit bones. As you exhale, over to the other side. One more on each side. Breathing in to rise up. Breathing out to take the stretch. Inhale, you're reaching up again. And as you exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, the arms reach up. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, bring the left hand on the right knee. The right arm just comes behind. Take the twist as gentle or as deep as you like. On the breath in, there's a lengthening. On the breath out, turn and gaze over that right shoulder. Feel that little pull in the waist and the spine. Inhale to lengthen, the jaw is soft. Exhale to twist a little bit more. Bring everything all the way back round to center. The arms reach all the way up. Take a little back bend here. Open the heart. And as you exhale, the other side, right hand on left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, you're lengthening. Exhale to twist. So take it gentle if you feel to. Breathing in, growing taller a little bit more. And as you breathe out, twisting. Everything comes back round to center. Reach the arms up. Again, adding that gentle back bend. As you exhale, place the hands in front of you. Use them either to just roll over the ankles or kicking the legs out to the side. Let's come on to all fours. Bring the knees a little bit further back and the palms a little bit further forward. So for the first few breaths, we're just on the inhale, rocking back hips to heels, feeling that stretch in the arms. And on the exhale, bringing the body forward over the palms, engaging the core so you're not dumping into the back. Inhale to come back. Exhale to come forward. So just do a couple more like that. Don't forget that you're human. It's okay to have a meltdown. My invitation is just not to unpack and live there. Cry it out if you need to, and then refocus on where you're headed. It's okay to have bad days. Start to make those rocks backwards and forwards into some circles. So pushing the hips out to the side, over towards the palms without dumping into the back, the other side, down towards the heels. And then do one more in the direction that you're taking before you flip it round the other way. And just moving slowly, just moving mindfully, trying not to tense any parts of the body, keeping that breath nice and fluid. Once you've done your 2 rotations in the opposite direction, we're coming back onto all fours. So maybe scooting the knees and palms a little bit closer. Knees are hip width, palms are shoulder width. Let's take some cat-cow. Let that belly just hang heavy. The waist goes back and the gaze goes up. And as you exhale, rounding and arching, beautiful. Let's do 3 more. Let's warm this spine up. Inhaling in and exhaling out. 2 more. Breathing in. Letting the breath go. And 1 more. Pushing that waist back, the gaze goes up. And then that rounding and arching. Let's come back to a neutral spine. Walk the finger mounds back towards the knees. Widen through the collarbones. On the breath in, reaching the arms all the way up. On the breath out, bending the elbows and pushing the palms out to the side. Keep the spine neutral for the first one. Inhale, you're reaching all the way up. Feel that stretch. Exhale, pushing the palms out to the side. If you want a little quad engagement, those muscles at the tops of the legs, lean back a little. If that's too much, you just keep the spine neutral. Let's do a few more. Breathing in, the arms reach up. Breathing out, bending the elbows, pushing away, taking that extra lean if you want. 2 more. Inhaling in and exhaling out. 1 more. Breathing in and letting the breath go. This time on the breath in, the arms reach up. On the breath out, float the right palm towards the right heel. If you can give it a tap, give it. Otherwise, just make the action. The gaze can go behind the right shoulder. Inhale, you're reaching up again. As you exhale, over to the other side, a little twist and tap. 1 more on each side, breathing in to reach up. Breathing out, reaching back. 1 more, inhaling in and exhaling out. Inhale, both arms reach up. As you exhale, take a swan dive back down to your mat. Come onto your finger mounds and creep them to the edges of the mat, coming into that beautiful spinal stretch with puppy pose. Pushing the chest down, hips up towards the ceiling. Let that belly just hang heavy. Keep that breath flowing. Notice if you can soften the jaw, breathe. Know that it might be a bad day, but it's not a bad life. Don't let your bad day spiral you into a mindset of doom and gloom. Remember who you are and remember the strength that you have. Push that chest down a little bit more, hips up towards the ceiling. 1 more breath. And then gently walking the hands, coming back onto all fours. Let's take another cat-cow curl here. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Coming back to a neutral spine. Keep the left hand grounded. On the breath in, the right arm reaches up. The gaze can follow. And as you exhale, we're just tapping the finger mounds onto the mat. 2 more like that. Breathing in to reach all the way up. Good. Breathing out to tap down. 1 more. Inhale, reach that arm up. As you exhale, just tapping it down. Bring that right arm in front. Drop the gaze, engage the core. This might be enough for you. If you're wanting a little balance, extend the left leg behind you. If that's too much, you just do 1 limb. If you're doing both limbs, then push out through the sole of that left foot, reach forward with the right fingertips. Push the mat away with the left palm so you're not dumping into the wrist. 1 more breath here. And then as you exhale, everything drops down onto the mat. This time the right hand remains grounded. On the inhale, reach the left arm up. The gaze can follow. As you exhale, tapping down. 2 more. Breathing in to reach up. Breathing out to tap down. 1 more. Inhaling to reach up. Beautiful. Exhale to tap down. And this time the left arm reaches forward, either staying here with the core engaged, the gaze is down, or engaging the core a little bit more and bringing the right leg behind you just at hip height. Reaching forward with the left fingertips, pushing out through the right sole of the foot. Push the mat away with the right hand so you're not dumping. 1 more breath. Everything drops down onto the mat. Bring the knees wide, the 2 big toes together. Let's drop into child's pose. Either coming down all the way onto your mat or using a block or a cushion or your fists to make a little cushion. Soften the back of the neck. Reach the arms in front if you want a stretch of that upper body, or if the shoulders are tender, bring the arms down by your heels. Notice the thoughts going through your mind. Know that not every day is going to be perfect. We have good days, we have bad days. One never knows how strong we are until we live through those bad days. And perhaps without those bad days, we wouldn't be able to know what a good day actually looks like. And have comfort to know that those bad days will end. One more breath. Let's get into the side body, swinging the arms over to the right. Place the left palm on top of the right, interlace the fingertips. Push the arms to the right as the hips drop to the left. Keep that gaze down low. Keep the breath flowing. Feel the stretch down the left side of the body. One more breath. And then coming back through center, walking the palms mindfully over to the left side. This time the right palm on top, interlace the fingers, push the palms to the left as the hips drop to the right. Soften the back of the neck, feel the stretch down the right side. And then coming back through center, place the left arm in the center of the mat, the right palm comes on top, and this time pulling the palms to the front of the mat as the hips drop to the back, getting that nice stretch of the spine. One more breath here. Releasing the hands back to shoulder width distance, pressing in the palms, lifting the hips up, scooting the knees back to hip width distance. Let's take one cat-cow curl here. Breathing in and letting the breath go. Coming back to a neutral spine. Inhale, that right leg comes behind you. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, let's land it all the way through. Using your hands to help you if you need to. Get grounded in that front foot. Hug the inner thighs together. Let's widen through the collarbones. On the breath in, floating the arms all the way up. Keep your gaze at one spot. Interlace opposite palms to opposite elbows above the head. Keep grounded with that front foot. On the breath in, we're peeling the arms over the head, opening the heart. And on the breath out, bringing the arms in front of you, just at shoulder height. So inhale, the arms reach all the way up, the heart opens. As you exhale, perhaps lunging with the right knee as you bring the arms in front of you. Do 2 more like that. Breathing in to reach up and over. Breathing out, reaching forward, lunging with that right knee, opening the hip a little. 1 more. Inhaling in and exhaling out. This time, bring the arms over the head. Take the breath in. As you breathe out, bring the arms over to the right as you lunge forward with that right knee, getting into the left side body. We're doing 2 more like that. So use your leg strength, the arms reach up. As you exhale, taking that lean to the right. 1 more. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Inhale, the arms reach up. As you exhale, release them from the stretch. Let the left hand just drape over that right thigh. The right arm comes behind you. Take a breath in to lengthen. As you breathe out, just twisting at the waist. You can keep the gaze in front. If you want to take a deeper twist, gaze over the right shoulder. Keep grounded in the feet. Good. Soften the jaw. On the inhale, you grow a little bit taller. On the exhale, twisting a little bit more. 1 more breath. Everything comes back round to center. The arms reach all the way up. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, come down and frame that front foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Lift the leg up. Angle the foot to give you stability. Once you feel stable in the base, windmill the arms up for warrior 2. So right arm in front, left arm behind. That back leg is nice and strong. You're digging the side of the foot into the mat. The right knee is in a lunge. Let's flip the front palm and reverse on the breath in, reaching up and over. On the breath out, back through to warrior 2. Inhale, reach up and over. Feel that stretch. Exhale, warrior 2. We're doing 1 more. Breathing in and letting the breath go. Swing the back hand to meet the front hand. Interlace the fingertips and make that pistol grip. This time on the breath in, keeping that back leg strong, the front leg straightens, the arms come up and over. And as you exhale, you're lunging with the right knee, bringing the palms to the inner edge of the right knee. Let's keep flying. So breathing in, the front leg straightens, the arms reach up and over. And breathing out, lunging, coming to the inner edge of the right knee. 2 more like that. Breathing in to reach up and over. Breathing out, lunging. 1 more. Inhaling in. And exhaling out. Inhale, the arms reach all the way up. This time as you exhale, make a prayer at your heart space. Take another breath in to lengthen. As you breathe out, a gentle twist over to the right. Let's keep this one upright, grounding with the feet. We're just twisting at the waist as much as you want, as gentle as you want. Jaw is soft, breath is flowing. 1 more breath. Bring everything back round to center. Reach the arms all the way up. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, come down and frame the front foot. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Let's drop the back knee down, easing the knee, flattening off the foot. Keeping the left hand on the mat. Breathe the right arm up, a gentle twist again. Gaze can follow that top arm. 1 more breath. And as you exhale, bring the hand to the inner edge of that right foot. Let's scoot the foot out to the right as much as you want to feel that hip stretch. Scoot the left knee back. Just take some gentle rocks from side to side or backwards and forwards, just like you're easing that hip open. Good. Keep your mind on your practice. And if you want to go a bit deeper, if you've got any cushions or props at home, you can come down onto your forearms or come down onto your forearms on the mat. If you want to go deeper in the hip, come onto the side of the foot. So let's move just organically. Whatever feels comfortable for you, however much you want to open that hip flexor. And sometimes when you've been strong for so long, at times you just need to have that time alone. Perhaps even let your tears out. But never forget that you have it within you to rise above whatever may presently be bringing you down. Whatever that means for you. Take another breath in. Let the breath go. Pushing yourself up onto your palms if you're on your forearms. So we're setting up for pigeon. So if you want to take forward folding version of pigeon, scoot the foot over to the left, dropping the knee across, lengthening the back leg. And if forward folding version of pigeon isn't good for you, come onto your back and bring right ankle over left knee. So in forward folding, you're like this and coming down. And if you're on your back, right ankle over left knee, make sure you're pushing out through the sole of that right foot. The toes are curling back towards you. You can use your right palm just to gently push the thigh away if you want a deeper hip opening. And if you want to go deeper in the hips, lift the left foot and hug the left thigh or shin towards you. Otherwise, just keep that foot grounded. You've got both feet up. Just make sure you're pushing out through both soles of the feet. And then just let the breath enter and let the breath leave. So 2 options with pigeon, depending on how you're feeling. Whichever option you're taking, just allow the body and mind to surrender. Notice any thoughts going through your mind, just simply being that observer. Slow down your breath in the still poses. Just notice what comes up. A few more breaths here. We're just opening up the hip flexors gently. And perhaps when we feel insecure, when we feel a little bit lost, rather than resist it, Maybe we can just embrace it as part of our journey, part of our path. Try not to avoid it. Perhaps see what those feelings are showing you and then use them wisely. It might be a decision you have to make that you've been struggling with. One more breath. So if you're in supine pigeon, just gently uncrossing the legs, bringing the knees in for a squeeze, and then making your way onto all fours, perhaps rolling over to your side and then coming up onto all fours. If you're in forward folding version of pigeon, you're coming onto the ball of the left foot, lifting the leg up, the right knee comes up, and then you just drop onto all fours. So we'll all meet on all fours. Once you're there, notice how one side of the body feels, perhaps taking some rotations of the hip flexors one way and then the other way, keeping the gaze down low so there's no straining in the neck. Let the breath just enter and let the breath just leave. And then finishing the rotation that you're on, coming back onto all fours. Let's take a cat-cow curl here. A breath in, the waist goes back and the gaze goes up. And as you breathe out, that rounding and arching, coming back to a neutral spine. When you're ready, that left leg extends behind you. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, let's land it all the way through. Using your hands to help if you need to. And getting grounded in the feet, hugging the inner thighs to give you that stability. Widen through the collarbones, and once you feel stable, let's breathe the arms all the way up. Again, interlacing opposite palms to opposite elbows. Get grounded in the feet, make any adjustments that you need to. So on the breath in, you're reaching the arms over the head, taking that little lean back. And on the breath out, lunging with the left knees, you just bring the arms in front of you, just around shoulder height. Inhale, use your leg strength to rock yourself back and over. And as you exhale, lunging and coming in front. Two more like that. Breathing in to reach up and over. And then letting the breath go. One more. Inhaling in. And exhaling out. This time on the breath in, reach the arms up, ground with the feet. As you exhale, over to the left as you lunge with the left knee, getting into the right side body. Good. Inhale, you're reaching up. Exhale, the same side, over to the left. We're doing one more. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, taking that side stretch. Inhale, the arms reach up. As you exhale, this time the right hand drapes over the left thigh. The left hand comes behind you. Take a breath in to lengthen. Either keep the gaze neutral and just twist at the waist, or turn and gaze over the left shoulder. Breathing in to lengthen. As you breathe out, twisting a little bit more. One more breath. Everything comes back round to center. The arms reach all the way up. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, coming down to frame that front foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Lift the leg up. Angle it to give you that stability. Once you're stable in the base, windmill up to warrior two arms. Soften through the shoulders. Adjust the feet as you need to. We're flipping the front palm, and on the breath in, reaching up and over, reversing the warrior. Good. On the breath out, back through to warrior two. Let's do three more. In your breath, inhale, you're just flowing back. Exhale, flowing back to starting position. Two more. Breathing in and letting the breath go. One more. Inhaling and exhaling. Bring the back hand to meet the front hand, interlacing the fingertips, making that pistol grip, adjusting the feet if you need to. This time on the breath in, the front leg straightens, the arms reach up and over. And on the breath out, bring the hands to the inner edge of the left knee as you lunge with the left knee. Good. Inhale, reaching up and over. Take a gentle or deeper back bend. Exhale, lunging, palms to the inner edge of that left knee. We're doing 2 more. Breathing in, soft jaw, strong focus. Breathing out. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lunge. Breathe the arms up. Take a big breath in, split the fingertips. As you exhale, we're coming down to frame that front foot. Pivoting on the ball of the back foot. Dropping the back knee down, flattening off the back foot. Keep the right hand grounded. This time the left arm reaches up. The gaze can follow. Reach up nice and tall with the left fingertips. Push the mat away with the right fingertips. 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, that left hand comes to the inner edge of the left foot, coming into your runner's lunge on the other side, scooting the foot out to the left if you want to go deeper. Scooting the right knee back, coming onto your forearms if you feel to, or just staying on your palms. Just ease into the stretch. So just those gentle rocks for the first few breaths. And then decide if you want to go deeper by coming onto the side of the foot. Know that when you're having those bad days, it's so important to up your own self-care, to show yourself compassion and kindness. Often when we have those bad days or bad moments, we tend to go the other way. We don't treat ourselves with kindness or with care. Make sure on those days where you're in a bit of that funk, that you up your compassion. Be gentle with yourself. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to start again. It's okay to rest. And it's okay to say no. Taking a few more breaths here, just exploring how this hip is feeling. Try and keep the shoulders and the back of the neck nice and soft. And then when you're ready, if you're on your forearms, coming onto your palms. So if you're setting up for supine pigeon, you're coming onto your back, bringing the left ankle over the right knee, pushing out through the sole of that left foot. Or you're scooting the foot over to the right, dropping the knee across, lengthening the back leg, and then coming down when you're ready. And if you're on your back, making sure that the right foot is grounded first. The left ankle comes over that right knee. Make sure you're pushing out through the sole of that left foot, and you can use your left palm just to open the hip up a little bit more, pushing the thigh or knee away. If you're wanting to take it further, you're bringing the right foot up, hugging the thigh or the shin towards you, making sure you're shining out through both soles of the feet. And then just allow the body to surrender into whichever pose that you've taken. Noticing how this side of the body feels compared to the other side. Perhaps slowing down your breath, softening the body. Notice any parts of the mind or the body that are still holding on. Send your breath to those areas. Know that your feelings are valid. Know that bad days may build some better days. Never give up. Take a deep breath. Know that you will be okay, even if at the time you don't feel okay. Take 2 to 3 more breaths here. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. Without rushing, take your inhale, complete your exhale fully. If you're on your back, you're gently uncrossing the ankle over the knee, perhaps bringing the knees in for a squeeze, rolling onto your side, making your way onto all fours. If you're in forward folding, coming onto the ball of the back foot, lifting the left knee up, And we'll all meet on all fours position, but bring the knees wide, the two big toes together as you just drop into child's pose again. Rest your head on something, whether that's your own fists or your mat. Widen through the collarbones. Take a moment here, perhaps remind yourself of your intention that you set. Whatever that means for you, whether it's that quality of mind, whether it's something that you've been working on, breathe it in again with your next inhale. One more breath. And then let's gently start to walk our way back up, nice and gently, bringing the knees back to hip width distance, taking one cat-cow curl here. A breath in as the waist goes back and the gaze goes up. And as you breathe out, that rounding and arching. So two options here, either staying on all fours or just digging the toes in and coming up for downward facing dog. Do what feels right for your body. If you're in downward facing dog, bending the knees, angling the hips up towards the ceiling, widening through the collarbones, good. Soften any tension in the neck and the shoulders by turning the eye gaze up to the navel or in between the gap in the legs. Widen through the collarbones. We're just holding it for a breath in and a breath out. And then on the inhale, lifting the heels up, coming onto your tippy toes and just gently taking a few steps up towards your palms as you just hang into ragdoll. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Let that belly just hang heavy over the thighs. The crown of the head towards the mat. Perhaps a gentle rock of the thighs from side to side. Just swaying, keeping the crown of the head heavy. Keeping your feet grounded onto the mat. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. And then pressing the feet into the mat. Let's breathe the arms all the way up to standing, taking a big breath in as you reach all the way up. And as you breathe out, bringing the hands to your heart space, emptying the breath, just nice and easy. Inhale, you can either shoot the arms straight up, or if you're wanting a back bend, bring them over the head. And as you exhale, taking a swan dive down to your mat, empty the breath completely. Bend the knees as you need to. A halfway lift, the spine shoots forward. A forward fold as you empty the breath, again bending the knees. Inhale, let's sweep the arms all the way up as you rise up, greeting your Monday. As you exhale, back to your heart space. Remember the intention that you set. Inhale. Reaching the arms up and over, taking a back bend. And as you exhale, down to your mat, emptying the breath. A halfway lift, a nice flat back. A forward fold as you empty the breath. Place the hands around the ankles, bend the knees as much as you need to. On the inhale, a halfway lift, the back flattens. On the exhale, soften the knees, place the hands on the legs and just engage the core as you just gently walk them up the legs, onto the thighs. Just catching your hips, take a breath in, let the breath go. On the inhale, neutralize the spine, coming all the way up to standing. Let's focus your eye gaze on one spot. Bring the hands to your heart space, softening through the shoulders. Just let the palms and the fingertips just gently touch one another, like they're just gently kissing each other. Release the right knee up. Take a breath in. So if you're wanting a balance below or above the knee, if grounding is more nourishing for you, angle the right foot so you're still getting a little stretch. And then keep the eye gaze soft at one spot. Soften through the shoulders. Notice all the thoughts that might be rushing through your mind. Just simply notice them as the observer rather than getting caught up in with them. Know that there's nothing wrong with having thoughts. It's perhaps all the added stories that we embellish those thoughts with that cause us harm and suffering. Either stay with your hands at your heart space, or if you're wanting a little extension of the spine, bring the arms all the way up, really grounding with that left supporting foot as you reach up with the arms. Take a big breath in, and as you breathe out, coming back down the same way, hands all the way down to your heart space. When you're ready, releasing that right knee, take a big breath in. As you breathe out, bring the feet a little wider than hip width. Turn the heels in so the knees have a little bend. Drop the arms down by your side. Take a rotation of the shoulders up towards the ears on the inhale, and then all the way back. 2 more like that. Inhale, the shoulders come up. Exhale, rolling them back. And 1 more. Breathing in and letting the breath go. On the breath in, float the arms all the way up, the legs straighten. This time on the breath out, come into a little squat, tailbone heavy, bend the elbows, open the heart like cactus arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Beautiful. Inhale, push yourself all the way up using your core and your leg strength. The gaze can go up or remain neutral. As you exhale, perhaps coming down a little bit lower, bending those elbows, squeezing the shoulder blades. Gaze can go up. 2 more like that. Breathing in to rise all the way up. Breathing out, bending down. Open the heart. Tailbone's heavy. 1 more. Inhale to rise. Exhale to sink down. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, hands to your heart space, empty the breath. Just pigeon toe the feet back to hip width distance, focusing that eye gaze on one spot. Placing the weight into the right foot, the left foot releases either that tree pose in a balance or just simple grounding if that's better for you this morning. Softening through the shoulders. You're breathing in and you're breathing out, really grounding with the right foot. And either staying here with your hands at your heart space or starting to reach all the way up. Feeling that spine lengthen, reaching up with the fingertips as you ground this time with the right foot. 1 more breath here. And then as you exhale, bringing the hands back down to your heart space. Releasing the right knee up. And again, bringing the feet a little bit wider, as much as you want to feel a stretch in the inner thighs. This time, catch your hips with your palms. Turn the feet out a little so the toes are fanning out. On the breath in, a neutral spine. On the breath out, lunging with the right knee as you keep the left leg straight. Take it as deep or as gentle as you want. Inhale, you come back through to center. Exhale, over to the other side. 1 more on each side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to take the stretch. Inhale to center. Good. Exhale, over to the side. Inhale, come back through to center. Sweep the arms all the way up. Take a big breath in. As you bring your hands to your heart space, come into a goddess squat. Tailbone's heavy. Length through the crown of the head. Let that tailbone just drop. Perhaps a gentle rock from side to side. Again, just easing those hips in a nourishing way. Just releasing all that beautiful nourishing fluid in the hip flexors. Keep the length through the crown of the head. 1 more breath. And then on the inhale, you're rising all the way up again. Take a big breath in, perhaps a gentle back bend at the top of the inhale. As you exhale, take a swan dive down to your mat. Empty the breath. A halfway lift. The spine shoots forward. And as you exhale, just forward fold, pigeon toe your feet back to hip width distance. A halfway lift again. And as you exhale, placing the hands on the ground, the knees gently follow. On the breath in, let's take the waist back as the gaze goes up. And on the breath out, rounding and arching your back. Let's come back to a neutral spine, swinging the ankles out to the side, coming down onto your sit bones, and then lowering yourself down onto your mat. Bring the knees in for a squeeze once the spine and the shoulders have landed. Just making some circles with the knees, one way and then the other way. Notice how they're feeling. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. Split the knees to mat distance. Shine the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. So you might keep wanting to hold on to below the knees if that's nourishing for you. Or you may want to place the hands on tops of the soles of the feet, pushing the knees to the edges of the mat for happy baby. Either keeping still or taking that gentle rock from side to side. One more breath here. And then gently bringing the feet together, the knees come into your chest. Drop the feet down onto the mat. Knees are bent. Let the shoulders and spine just rest on the mat. On the breath in, reach the arms all the way back. Take a big breath as you feel the stretch in the upper body. As you breathe out, bring the hands back to down by your side. As you press into the palms, take a gentle bridge. So lifting the hips up, rolling onto the shoulders, engaging the glutes. Make sure the knees are pushing up and forwards, not out to the side. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Gently lowering those hips down by pressing each part of the spine down first. Relaxing the glute muscles, bringing the soles of the feet together. The arms can just be soft down by your side, or you can bring them over the head and interlace opposite palms to opposite elbows. Pushing the soles of the feet together, just slowing down the breath completely. Another breath in, let the breath go. One more breath here. And then bringing the knees back up, making the feet nice and wide, perhaps to the floor on the edges of the mat. Take a breath in with the knees pointing up. And as you breathe out, just let them fall to one side for a gentle twist. Feeling that stretch in the waist, in the psoas, the hip flexors. Really slow down your breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. On the breath in, use your core to bring the knees up. On the breath out, over to the other side, feeling that stretch down the other hip flexor, the twist in the spine, a breath in and a breath out. The knees come all the way up, lengthening the legs down onto your mat, bringing the arms behind you. Take a full body stretch, a deep inhale in through the nose, a big letting go sigh out the mouth. Rotate the ankles and the wrists one way and then the other way. I'm taking another stretch here, a deep inhale in, let the breath go, and then get nice and comfortable in Shavasana, and I'll take you through a little guided, quick body scan meditation. So getting nice and comfortable there, whatever posture feels good for you, popping on any extra layers if you need to. I'll just talk you through a meditation and then we'll have a few moments in silence. So this is just a simple body scan meditation. So just allow the body to settle. Notice the inhale. Notice the exhale. Let's start from the crown of the head. Just notice the head resting on your mat. Notice the pressure between your skull and the ground beneath you. Know that you're fully supported. At any time it feels comfortable, you're free just to come out of the meditation and sit up. As you notice the crown of the head, perhaps noticing your hair, noticing your forehead. Often our place of intuition, sometimes it can get a bit clouded or full of mind chatter. Just with each breath that you take, just simply let the thoughts just be there without having to add anything on. A place of intuition. Allow yourself to really be in tune, as intuition says. Let there be clarity in your thoughts. Soften the forehead. Soften the skin around the eyes and the mouth. Let the skull just sink into the mat. Let it be nice and heavy. The jawline. Again, creating space by just letting the tongue hang heavy at the bottom of the palate. The neck and the shoulders, another area where we hold a lot of tension. Just for now, allow them to be at ease. Allow them to rest. The spine, whichever posture that you're in, just noticing it, each vertebra that help you stand up, keep strong at times when perhaps you don't feel strong. And then the front of the body, the chest, the heart, the belly. Noticing the rib cage, noticing if it's tensing, whether you can just soften it in a little. The ribs that hold your most precious internal organs, your heart, your lung, your kidney. Notice the subtle rise and fall of the belly, the expansion and contraction of your rib cage. Just let everything be at ease, effortless effort. Know that you don't have to work anything out right now, simply just be with your body and your breath. Just moving on to the pelvic area. Imagine it just getting a little wider. The hips, place where we can hold a lot of our emotional tension. With each inhale and exhale, release anything which doesn't serve you anymore. The thighs of each leg, not forgetting the back, the front and the sides. The knees, the joints there. The back, the front and the sides. And then the bottom of the legs. The floor, the shins, the front of the legs. The calves, the back of the legs, and then the sides of the legs, the ankles, and then each foot, even the toes and the fingers, the arms, the forearms, the upper arm, the wrists and the fingers. As you bring awareness to each part, almost like you're just relaxing each part, even the digits of the fingers and the toes. Let everything just feel like it's just sinking into the mat, just a little bit heavier. Know that when we have our bad days, just embrace them. Look at nature as your example. There's nothing in nature that blooms all the year round. So perhaps we shouldn't expect ourselves to bloom all the year round. There are days when we might feel barren and bare and empty. And perhaps what if everything you're going through is preparing you for what you've asked for? Take a deep breath in, let the breath go. As the body just sinks a little bit heavier, allow yourself to be gentle, allow yourself to be kind. And I'll stop talking for the next 2 to 3 minutes as you just allow the body to be and allow yourself just to be with yourself. If the thoughts arise, just simply observe them as thoughts. I'll guide you back in when the time is ready. Start to be aware of some sounds that you can hear in the space that you're practicing in. Might be the sounds just in the room that you're in. It might be the sounds further afield. You might hear sounds in the distance that you can't quite decipher. As you're just lying there, still allow the body to become heavy. Know that it's okay to fall and break down at times. Know that we are human and life is not perfect. But after those challenging days, remind yourself you are amazing, you are enough, and you will overcome this too. You don't have to work everything out all at once. As you take a deep breath in through the nose and letting go sigh out the mouth. Know that you'll have good days, you'll have bad days, you'll have overwhelming days, you'll have too tired days, you'll have I'm awesome days, and you'll also have I can't go on days. Perhaps things to remember when you're having a bad day. Know that tomorrow is a new day. Making mistakes is part of life. Saying no is okay. Not everyone has to like you. Know that your beauty and your strength are not dependent on the good or bad days. They come from within you. Gently wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling onto your side if you're not there already, and then just coming up in a seated posture, keeping the eye gaze closed. If you feel to stay on your mat to finish the practice, then feel to do that too. Just allow the breath to enter Allow the breath to leave. Just taking your time, knowing that there's no rush. As you keep that eye gaze still within you, keep the shrug of the shoulders up towards the ears on the inhale, and perhaps a letting go on the exhale. One more like that, breathing in and letting the breath go. Let's bring the arms all the way up. Making a prayer at the top of the crown of the head. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, just float to one side. Let's just take a little side stretch. Inhale, you're reaching up again. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, the arms reach up. As you exhale, bring the hands to your heart space. As you empty the breath, take a little nod towards your fingertips. Remember your intention. Know that it's okay to hurt. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel these things. Just don't keep them inside. Reach out to someone. These emotions that we bury are wishing to be seen, asking for air, begging for light, just hoping that one day that they can see life. Know that they're not as bad as we think. Just let them live, and then you'll find peace. It's okay to have bad days. My invitation is to just simply keep showing up. Namaste.
Thank you for joining us for Stretch and Flow with Rashi. We hope you've enjoyed the class. Please subscribe and make sure if you have any questions, please send an email, get in touch some way. Once again, thank you and have a great day.